Hi, this is Cousin Russ. I'm going to try this again. One of the readers was reading my blog and suggested that I had eliminated too many people by not uh, assigning a death date parameter to the people who had died. So I'm going to redo this, and I'm actually going to use a different filter, a different way to filter to get the same information. So I'm going to start with the Family Tree Maker planned workspace, and this time I'm going to go to the Publish workspace. Now this is where I can generate reports, and there's a collection of reports, and I'm going to click the Person Reports, and I want to select Custom Report, and I'm going to generate a report. Now, this is, it comes in where it selects all people or wherever you last did a report. And this time I'm going to use selected individuals to explain. I'm going to blow that screen up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. The first thing I want to do is clear the right-hand panel, and then I'm going to start with filter in anybody whose birth is before 1801. Now, the question was for 1800, but I'm going to make it 1801 in case there is somebody born in 1801 or 1901 who might have been in the census. I click OK, and that's going to put uh, probably about 3,700 people into the right-hand column. So now I'm going to filter out anybody whose birth date is before, I'm going to say 1810. So that was anybody who was born before 1810. I'm going to put check mark in this alternate fact box, and I'm going to click OK. And that's going to get me down to about 1,400. So that gets me people who were born between 1810 and 1901. Now I'm going to filter out anybody whose death date is before, I'm going to make it 1899 just to be sure, and I'm also going to put a check mark in the alternate fact, and that gets me down to about 1900. And I also want to filter out anybody whose birth date or birth any data does not exist. So if they don't have any birth information, I'm going to exclude them. That didn't lose anybody, which is okay. And then I'm going to filter out all facts, and I'm going to select residence. Date equals 1900. I'm sorry, contains 1900. So that says anybody who's got a residence fact that's got the value of 1900 in it, including my alternates facts, I'm going to click OK. And so that got me down to 900 people. So it is now generating the report, and it's going to give me a list of birth, marriage, and death dates for everybody who was in that time period between 1810 and 1901 who I have not found in a 1900 census record. And let me go back to the full screen so you can see what's happening. And it is working. The report is being generated. And looks like I'm going to have some work to do, which I wasn't surprised because I haven't uh, looked at this particular file globally for these people. I'd normally work on my direct line, which I also can do in this kind of report using that filter, how I start the filter. So it is still running. And again, my question was that we started with, how do I identify people with no 1900 census records? And it is still running, and I apologize, but that's the way it is with my file. I'm working with my working file, not a test file, because some of these reports that I do for the blog actually help me do my research. This was a question that someone asked this morning, and so this is what I did was showed a second way to use the filter in, filter out feature. And it's still running the report, and I apologize. I may change the report before it gets here to see about my direct lines. And I am sorry, but that's how this goes when you're working with your live data. I wish I had bumper music to play along to, or doodle or something here. Again, we're trying to answer the question, how do I identify people in my file who I haven't found 1900 census records for? Still working, still working. Okay, we got the report. Sorry about that. This was live, so that's what happens. So as you can tell, just reading through the list that I have, they all appear to be people that I should be able to find in the 1900 census. So, okay, I am going to end this video. Again, we were trying to identify anybody with people, any people who I have not found in the 1900 census. So that's it for tonight. Thank you. Have a great day.